you, but I do like I die. It's turned me into a monster, like I'm Jekyll and Hyde. I just want your body, and I only need a little time to satisfy this craving that I'm feeling inside. I just want your body, and I know that you want mine. You're taking over my mind. Scary, yeah. I think I need some hypnotherapy, yeah. Cause when you stare at me, I wanna take over your body, like a Wednesday Friday. I wanna take you to a dark place, make you do it my way. It's scary, yeah. I think I need some hypnotherapy, yeah. The singer's so very. I want you so bad, it's scary. Baby, I want you so bad, it scares me. So scary, so scary, so scary. Yeah, so scary, so scary, so scary. I don't wanna teach you, I'll just make you mine. I'm gonna feed you, don't care if it's right. Oh, I could just trick you till you can't take no more. I've never been so out of control. I just want your body, and I only need a little time to satisfy this craving that I'm feeling inside. I just want your body, and I know that you want mine. You're taking over my mind. Scary, yeah. I think I need some hypnotherapy, yeah. Cause when you stare at me, I wanna take over your body, like a Wednesday Friday. I wanna take you to a dark place, make you do it my way. It's scary, yeah. I think I need some hypnotherapy, yeah. The singer's so very. I want you so bad, it's scary. Baby, I want you so bad, it scares me. So scary, so scary, so scary. Yeah, so scary, so scary, so scary. Yeah.